I think we're live, people. How y'all doing? Happy Juneteenth.
Hey, what's up?
Happy Freedom Day.
Yes. I'm excited about today, even though perhaps we could have just been quiet on today and let the day pass. I'm still excited to be here on Juneteenth. It's an important day for us as however you identify in this country. I identify as Black American, however anyone else identifies. It's an important day. It's a day of freedom. I'm all about freedom and acting accordingly. When we know we're free and we got free things that we get to be up to, acting accordingly, speaking our truths, talking our talk, being our greatest selves. And happy Juneteenth to everyone. If anybody else wants to share any Juneteenth sentiments before we get in, feel free.
Well, I want to say I identify as Caribbean American. Big up Trini Posse, also American Posse. And for me, because obviously we're not in shadow slavery anymore, but there's so many ways that we're still enslaved that we need to recognize on Juneteenth. And so I just want to say, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, everyone. And this is a wonderful day to think about all of the ways. Just a wonderful mental health awareness day, understanding the ways in which we are digital slaves and slaves to the machine. And so there's so much more freedom that is still to be had. And that's what Afros and Audios is all about. So I'm so happy to be a part of the team.
Honestly, I just wanted to make sure that I also keep in mind, as well as anyone else that would like to, about the history behind this day and the history just behind people that are celebrating Juneteenth in general. I also consider myself Black American. I know there's a lot of history that I want to make sure that I remember for myself and for my personal family too. It's not just about the entire U.S. when it comes to Black Americans or Black people in America, but it's also the history that your family has. So just remembering that too.
Yep. We have some deep history in all of our families and experiences. Yeah. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. And thank you for being here. Shamiko is our other team member, will be joining us shortly. We'll get ready for her. But in the interim, let's get started. We got a lot to announce, a lot of updates that I'm really excited to share with folks who are wanting to attend the conference, wanting to speak at the conference, wanting to get involved in some way. Today is the day that we're going to share those updates to you, with you, and for you so you can make an informed decision. Definitely show up to Afros Audio Podcast Festival, our 6th event, October 18th through the 20th. Yeah. in Baltimore, Maryland. And that brings up the first announcement. We're back. We're back at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum. I am super excited about that. The Reginald F. Lewis Museum was such a great location last year. We didn't even really use all of its capabilities because they have exhibits at the venue that we could go all through and enjoy. And so this year we're going to have some specific networking events and opportunities where we go through the exhibits, we enjoy the space a lot more than we did. We were able to have full range of the auditorium space as well as the breakout spaces. But this year, having that opportunity to also participate in the exhibits that are there. The Lewis Museum is a really awesome museum, Reginald F. Lewis Museum, the African American Museum of History and Culture. And really excited to go back there and really, now that this is our second time around, just really use the space for all of it represents for our history, for our culture, and for Afros and Audio and the podcast conference. Really excited about that. We did receive a little bit of feedback from last year concerning like the level of, I guess, interruption between the vending space as well as the main stage. And there is a partition and doors that can be closed there. So this year we're going to be closing that door so it's a much more intimate space. The noise spillage won't come into the auditorium from the vending space. But people in the outside hall can still enjoy what's going on in the main stage from the monitor and the speakers that are right there in the hallway. So really excited about that. I don't know if anybody else wants to share your excitement.
I want to say, when I pulled up last year to the museum, I was walking up and in Baltimore, and I was so surprised at just this beautiful building in the middle of Baltimore. I'm not from the area. I walked from where I parked, and I was like, wow, it was just so beautiful. And so anybody that's coming, understand that Baltimore has so much culture, and I just wasn't aware. So you'll be so surprised about what's available there. And this building is completely gorgeous. I'm so excited to be a part of this particular museum and that we're having it here again the second year in a row, and what else is available, because what I saw was outstanding. You telling me that there's more to be seen, I'm like, all right, let's get it.
Yeah, it's a really dope space. And what's great about it is that we didn't have to do too much decorating because it's red.
It's perfect.
Right. It works well with the Afros and Audio motif and the colors and all that good stuff. So I'm really excited about going back there this year. And we'll be there from Saturday and Sunday. We'll have other venues to announce for the live show and the kickoff and our after party. But for right now, you can expect to be at the museum on Saturday and Sunday for our full conference experience. So super looking forward to that. And then we want you to stay with us. We want you to stay with us at True by Hilton, Baltimore Harbor East. Armand, I don't know if you can add those links to the comment section or wherever the questions are being asked. But yeah, we have discounted rooms at the True by Hilton, Baltimore Harbor East. It's an 8-minute walk or even shorter. Obviously, if you're driving or taking an Uber, we do know that there may be some accessibility issues when it comes to that. If it's not a walk, it's 8 minutes. If you need to get there through rideshare or through any other, if you're driving, it's even shorter. And please, any attendees that do need any support from getting from the hotel to the venue, that's something that we always want you to feel free to request so that we can make sure that we accommodate you. So True by Hilton, Baltimore Harbor East is where we will be staying. So get your discounted rooms. And I think they are open until about September, but we'll confirm that, put it on the site. But yeah, stay with us.
Because it's limited room. So people need to jump on that right away.
Absolutely. So that's the venue and that's the hotel. We will be announcing again more information about the live show, the kickoff party, as well as our after party ceremony, where we'll be actually hosting the award ceremony as well as the after party. And so that'll be a whole red carpet experience that we're really looking forward to sharing with our attendees and speakers. It's going to be a great time. So yeah, any other thoughts on the venue and the hotel before we move on to the next super exciting announcement?
I would say that the hotel staff is like really invested in the event. When we were looking for places to host this year, this staff called me back and had done some research on Afros and Audio and were like, oh, we would love to have you. So I think it'll be really great to stay there and collaborate, because it always feels better when somebody's excited to welcome you.
Absolutely. And that's something that we are very intentional about each year, is going where we know that the folks that arrive and are with Afros and Audio are welcomed, are celebrated, have a good experience. We don't want anything less than that any year that we've had the Afros and Audio Podcast Conference. So yeah, we're very intentional about the venues that we choose and the hotels that we choose, because we want this to be a great experience for all. True by Hilton, Baltimore Harbor East, and the Lewis Museum. Please make sure that you are tapped in. Get your rooms now before they sell out, and make sure, of course, get your early bird tickets as soon as possible. They will be ending July 1st. And so why not now? Get your tickets now while they are at the lowest cost. Any other thoughts before we move on?
I was all I was able to do when we went there last year was go to the gift shop that they have, which has amazing stuff in there, and I was able to get stuff for my family and my little sister. But besides that, like Minista said, the place it's beautiful, honestly, and the food, love it. I need to have some more. It's so good. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what other things we can do when we get over there this year too.
Absolutely.
I'll just add, because I have experienced the museum outside of the conference. It's wonderful. If you are not a native of Maryland, I definitely suggest checking out the third floor. I learned a lot about civil rights history in Maryland. I'm from New Jersey, and so we typically learn about things that were local to us or things that happened in the Deep South. And so learning about the role that the state of Maryland and the area surrounding Baltimore have played in this country's history was great. And it's not depressing. It's not a depressing history. It's definitely an empowering museum. And the floor we were on is constantly changing exhibits. So even if you came and you were able to look around last year, it'll be different when you come this year. So look forward. And then AJ mentioned the gift shop. They partner with other Black-owned businesses. So I know Mess in a Bottle shirts are sold there in their gift shop. So Black-owned businesses supported by a Black-led museum and a Black-led conference. So I think everyone will have a great time.
Yeah, no, for sure. They ain't no think in it. They're going to have a great time. They just got to show up, right? They just got to show up. So yeah, so that's exciting. We're really excited to share these experiences and these spaces with you. And like I said, we're not even done. We still have some other spaces that we are curating in this moment to make sure that you all just have a really great time at the conference. So let's move on. We got another awesome announcement that we're really excited to share with you all. We're going to talk about our keynote. So this year's keynote, I should have got a drum roll. AJ, drum roll, please.
Oh, my bad.
Oh God. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. I should have prepared y'all better for that. That's on me. I'll take that. But this year's keynote is going to be Angel Livas of the Alive Podcast Network. And so we're super, super excited to welcome Angel. Some of you all may recall that she was supposed to speak last year at the conference at our State of Black podcast session, but was unable to make it due to a family emergency. So this year she's coming back in a much bigger role with us, and that is as our keynote on Saturday. And so we're super excited to have her. Angel is a renowned media executive and the founder, as I mentioned before, of the Live Podcast Network. She has over 20 years of experience in the media industry. Angel has made significant contributions as a producer, director, and a storyteller, and she holds a track record of amplifying Black voices and creating platforms for underrepresented communities, much like us, right? It's all alignment. And Angel's going to be such a great addition. So Angel founded a Live Podcast Network with the mission to celebrate and elevate Black voices in the podcast industry. The network features a diverse array of content focusing on storytelling that reflects the multifaceted experiences of the Black community. Angel's work has garnered widespread recognition, including features in Forbes, highlighting her efforts to bring diverse narratives to the forefront. Under her leadership, the Live Podcast Network has become a beacon for authentic storytelling and cultural representation. So we are super, super excited to hear from Angel. I don't know, I maybe Shamiko and some of you that are watching out there have experienced her speaking live at different events. She's an exceptional and dynamic speaker, and she will definitely lend and offer a lot to the conference and contribute so much to the attendees. And so check her out on IG at The Angel Nicole. Go ahead and go over there and follow her, and make sure you check out their link tree where you'll find that Forbes article I mentioned, as well as all the other articles she's been in and more about the Live Podcast app.
Angel is that she is dedicated to empowering marginalized voices. And like you said, just like Afros and Audios. So just to be alignment with people like that have that mission is just such a gift to us. And so we're so grateful to have Angel as our keynote speaker this year.
Yeah, she's going to be dope. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyone else? And if not, we'll move on to the planning committee. I hope you all are excited about that announcement, and we'll keep you posted as far as the agenda becomes more put out there. Yeah, as we curate the agenda once the speaker submissions end, which we'll talk a little bit more about that as we move through today's program. But as we curate the agenda, you'll find out exactly what time she'll be on Saturday. And again, welcome, Angel. We're super excited to have you. And we'll be doing some things with her in the lead up to the conference. So you'll definitely see her around hanging out with us as we talk more about the conference and all the great things that we have in store for y'all.
Yeah, I'm ready to transition to the planning committee because our keynote is already solid, but we are looking for some people to join the team to help us with logistics and marketing and going through the speaker submissions to really key in on who else will be joining Angel speaking at this year's event. If you guys haven't already seen it, we've received some already, but AJ, if you could drop the link again for anybody who wants to join the planning committee, people who want to join the planning committee, and you can do that with a bit.ly link, bit.ly/AFAU planners. Again, that's bit.ly/AFAU planners. We're really excited about some of the submissions we got this year. We're looking for people to help with logistics for the overall conference, but just definitely the talent portion and the marketing. We're ready to collaborate with you all because you guys help curate the experience that the overall community will have.
Absolutely. This conference has and will always be for and by Black podcast creators and audio professionals. That means you. That means us. We always want Afros and audio to be community driven, meaning that whatever we curate and have and our experience is something that we all want, we're all looking forward to, and that we're all contributing to, because this is our industry. We get to really create and curate the experiences that we need and what we want in order to create and drive the success, whatever measurement of success you have for your podcast, that we're able to facilitate that and make sure that you receive exactly what you need out of the Afros and Audio Podcast Festival. So please, if you are interested in helping us curate this experience, it's a game-changing experience every year. And the only way it continues to progress and evolve and reflect the needs and the wants of our community is that you all show up and be a part of planning this with us. As Shamiko said, the forum is still open at bit.ly/AFAU planners, and that closes this Friday. Thank you to everyone who has already signed up. We appreciate you, and we're looking forward to working with you. Yeah. So that's cool. Again, sign up until Friday, which is 2 short days away. We look forward to getting your information in, and then we'll be reaching out with next steps for that.
It's going mad fast, isn't it? It's one of those like speed weeks.
Yeah, June. It just seemed like anything that has a Black holiday in it is just gonna go. It's just super fast, which only means we just got to make the best of it at the time that we have, and understand that it's year round any old way. So we're good. So we're good. All right. So thank you, Shamiko, for sharing information about the planning committee. We do hope to see some more names roll in.
I see a question about volunteer link. So I'm going to ask you, Al, to clarify your question. Are you asking for the link again for being on the planning committee or to volunteer day of? Because that's a separate link, and I can send that to you as well. Just drop it in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, and Brooklyn Podcasting Studios, so any chance you guys can put that link in the chat again. I assume I put it in the chat. Yeah, and so did AJ. So it's right above your comment. As for the volunteer link. Yeah.
Above and below.
Yep. bit.ly AFAU planners. Looking forward to having everybody's support on that, because this is a conference that is for and by us. And the only way it's for and by us is that we doing it. We're making it happen.
Voices and diverse ideas, and that's what's going to make it so dope. That's the part that makes it dope. Yep.
Year after year. 2019, Minister, in Brooklyn at the We Are Much Different space. What I said was that this was going to be a progressive experience year after year, right? And the only way we can do that is with you all. Really looking forward to that. Moving on. Early bird tickets are still on sale. They're on sale until July 1st. This is the time to get your tickets. It will not be lower than this. We may do a flash sale, maybe 1 or 2. But other than that, this is the time really to get your tickets. It supports the bottom line. It supports all those things that we're doing now. It also secures your spot. These are limited spaces. that we have for venues. So it's not 1,000 people can show up and there's space for them, right? This is a limited space venue, and it's very intentional. Afros and Audio is about an intimate community experience. And so with that said, in order to secure your spot, make sure that you're in the building, get your tickets now. They are selling. They're selling fast. The price will increase July 1st, and then it'll be general admission, and that will be the ticket price up until October 19th on that Saturday. Yeah, this is the time. Hopefully y'all are able to jump in now, get your early bird tickets up until July 1st, and that's it on the early bird ticket sales. I want to move on now to speaker submission. Anybody have anything to say about the early bird tickets? Feel free to jump in. Otherwise,
Now,
Bye.
Wait, why?
I like saving money. Y'all like saving money?
listen, it's a discount. It really is. The ticket prices will go up between $50 and $75 during the general admission. So this is definitely the time to buy and save now. All right. I'm going to jump into the speaker submission form because I think it's important for anyone who is interested in speaking that you understand that we are doing a new format this year. New format, same mission. The same mission is our commitment to community collaboration, which means that each year you all have experienced different panels that are collaborative and that we might match or that people might come with their own panel. And what this has done is created some serious and major connections and relationships and friendships and collaborations. Anybody who knows Afros and Audio and the history of it knows that we have created collaborations that has produced award-winning podcasts. We have curated and been that platform and that event that has created friendships that have changed people's lives. This is a transformative experience that we're having here. And it's important that we walk our talk. We are a community that is committed to collaboration. And that's what the sessions are for this year. So this year, we're having a new format, which is breakout sessions. And I know breakout sessions, yeah, we have breakout sessions every year. What you mean? It's different this year is that we're just having breakout sessions. So there will be no like workshops that are run by a solo facilitator or anything like that. This is going to be an open forum breakout session style. So let me explain it really quickly so it can forever be explained, hopefully. And then y'all go ahead and continue to sign up as speakers. This year, what you're going to do is choose from 3 tracks that we're doing. We're doing the podcast creator track, audio professional track, and new and aspiring podcast creators track. And in the form, you'll see a list of topics under each track. From there, you want to decide which track you want to participate in, which topic you have an interest in. Put all that in the form. It's all there. It's in the field. You can make sure that you put that there. Provide 3 bullet points of what attendees will learn from your contribution. And then, of course, let us know of any special considerations. So, of course, each year we have folks who may be hard of hearing, deaf, or have vision impairment. So any considerations that you need from us, please share. We are an inclusive community. We want everyone to have an opportunity to speak, to show up, to present. And so whatever considerations you need from us, please let us know. We are seeking, again, podcast creators, audio professionals, industry leaders, and experts to share their insights. These breakout sessions will be between approximately 75 to 90 minutes. It'll be a panel of 4 with a subject matter expert. And basically the goal of these breakout sessions is that we will have about, I'd say the first 10, 15 minutes will be an introduction to each panelist, what you're bringing to the conversation, but really an open conversation, an open dialogue between attendees and the panelists so that there can be specific questions that are asked, specific strategies that are learned, so that when people leave the conference this year, they're like, okay, boom, I know what I'm doing next. I know how to do it. I know where to get this information. I know where to get the level of support that I need, and they're ready to go. So this is all about this year's tactical and strategic information to really help you get to whatever up level you're trying to have in your podcast. And so each of these tracks will have a session each hour, and it will be specifically curated. So this year, you don't have to say, oh, there's so many great workshops happening in this hour. Where do I go? If you're an audio professional, you're going to know where to go. If you're a podcast creator, you're going to know where to go. If you're a new and aspiring podcast creator, you'll know where to go. And so that's how this year is going to happen. It's new, but we've seen it work at different conferences. And I'm really hopeful that this will be a really great opportunity for more collaboration, deeper connections, as well as, again, really being able to ask the questions that you specifically need. Obviously, it'll be structured. This will be an open dialogue conversation, and I'm really excited to have it and to present that at this year's conference. And if it works out, which I fully anticipate it will, we'll begin to adapt this as our new way forward and just continue these open conversations.
Talib, I'm curious, is there a way for folks to share like what they learned between the breakout sessions? If I can't
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to happen. We're going to have some networking, some immersive networking sessions. And the reason why we're really creating a tight agenda for this year is so that we have that opportunity, right? So between these breakout sessions, there's this opportunity to connect in the middle and in between these sessions, something I've been wanting to have each year. And just logistically, it hasn't worked out. But this year, between our app and some physical note opportunities, is really to reach out to people, ask them, okay, I know you were in this session. What did you learn? Not only what did you learn, what's your podcast? Who are you? What's your name? How do I talk to you after the conference? So really allowing space for us to really be in a immersive and connective experience this year.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So we, just to seal up the agenda conversation, it's new format, meaning that Friday we're getting in there earlier. Usually we come in around 7 for the kickoff party. This year we'll be coming in earlier, doors open around 4, because we'll be having our first live show ever on Friday at 5 o'clock. And then we'll have our kickoff party. So we go right in from the live show to the kickoff party. Really excited about that. Saturday, we're going to have a full day. It's going to look like typically the normal time of the day, 10 to 5, which is typical for us on a Saturday. And then Sunday, we're going to get up out of there early. We're going to leave around 3:30 or 4 so people can start their travel and that sort of thing. And so Sunday, we'll have our State of Black podcast. We'll have a town hall Q&A, which we did in 2019 and haven't done it since. So really looking forward to that. And of course, our weekend reflection that we do every year, which is really let folks know what it means to experience a conference with your peers, being together, learning from one another, and just really sharing that experience, because there's so much value inside of what Afros in Audio is and the folks who attend every year and speak. So yeah, that is our agenda. That's our speaker submission. Please go to the speaker submission form. AJ will put that in the chat, but there's also right there, and it breaks down everything that I just said out loud. It breaks down everything in the written form. So if I was confusing, hopefully that's not. All right. Any other questions about the speaker submission in the chat or from the team? Okay. Sounds good. I don't see anything in the chat. Please feel free to ask any questions. And if anybody has questions after they look at the form and needs to reach out, definitely reach out to Armand, AJ at speakers@afrosanaudio.com, and we'll answer any questions. But what's important to note is that speaker submissions end July 7th, and we will be letting people know whether or not they have been accepted as a speaker, I believe by July 28th. You got about 3 more weeks to make sure that you are in the running to become a speaker. We get hundreds of submissions each year. Not everybody can be a speaker, but we definitely look forward to all of your submissions, and we will let you know. And there are perks to being a speaker. You get a free VIP ticket for yourself, a unique 10% discount code that's unique to you and your name. So anybody buys a ticket under your discount code, you earn 25% of each ticket sold at wholesale, not with the 10% discount cost. And if you want a vendor table, speakers also get 25% discount off of our vendor table fee for the weekend or for a single day. So that's it. That's our speaker submissions. Hope to see more of you submit. Grateful for everyone who has submitted so far. What has been submitted so far has been phenomenal. I cannot wait. I really can't wait to curate these panels and create this agenda off of what's already been submitted. So that's all on the speaker submissions.
Yeah, I just want to say that in order for us to have the speakers that we want to hear, we also get to tag people in, right? So if there's and people that you would love to hear, let them know, because they might not know that this is happening. Let them know, hey, Afros and Audios is having a podcast festival. Send them an email. Let them know that we're having this so that they can also submit to be speakers and be a part of the festival. We would love to have them.
Especially if you're in any groups. That was how I got to speak at the conference in 2021. Somebody who was in the group I was a member of shared the link, and I was like, okay, this looks interesting. I'll try. And I was selected to be a speaker in 2021 because somebody else introduced me to that opportunity. So if you know any podcasters who you consider a subject matter expertise in any of the tracks that Talib mentioned, be sure to send a link to them, because they might not be on today's live. They might not see everything that we put out there. We can only reach a greater audience with the help of our current audience.
Absolutely. I love that you both mentioned that. I really appreciate that. It is about sharing the conference and the event with folks and making sure that they are up on this opportunity and are in the building in October, because the more the merrier. I don't have to say that, but also there are folks out here that have some expertise on certain subject matters that we really want to learn from. We will be doing, and we're going to segue into this in a moment, we're going to be doing some summer tour dates. And obviously, these are opportunities for us to get out and do some more outreach and to share our subject matter expertise to different events and conferences and that stuff like that. So please, echoing Minister and Shamiko, who already said it so eloquently, please let people know that the speaker submissions are open till July 7th. We'd be happy to learn from them, hear from them, and obviously see and experience them at the conference. So thank you. All right. Summer tour dates. That's exciting. We're going to be outside. We're going to be outside. Yeah. So yeah, Minister, if you want to take this and let folks know how we're going to be outside this year, this summer.
Yeah. So we're going to be outside starting with Friday, July 26th from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to be outside in Baltimore. So that's happening. Check that out. Also, I feel like I'm making announcements. Also, we're going to be on July 28th at the Black Podcasters Association Summer Social. Tickets are on sale now. AJ, please drop the link in the chat for that. That's the Black Podcasters Association Summer Social. That's going to be on July 28th. Tickets are on sale now. And just like with any tickets, get in on that now. Do not wait, please. Also, I'm so hyped and excited because we're going to be outside in Atlanta, in Georgia, on August 1st and 2nd at the Black Writers Weekend. We're collaborating with them at the Riverside Epicenter in Atlanta. Black Writers Weekend. And so we're going to be having main stage. We're going to have podcasting studio. Afros and Audios is in the house. And we are working so hard to really bring you what you need to know in regards to being a writer and a podcaster and bridging those worlds together, because there is definitely connections and bridges in regards to writing and podcasting. And so check that out. Black Writers Weekend. And then we're also going to be outside at the Podcast Movement 2024, the National Harbor.
Yes, we are.
We're going to be representing up in there. So I'm so excited about that. So yes, let's just keep it going. The summer is going to be hot because Afros and Audios is going to be in the place. We outside with sun shining, doing our thing. We're going to be really black and proud in all of these places.
Absolutely. And just to bring it back to Black Writers Weekend, Black Writers Weekend's in their 16th year. They've been doing it big for quite some time. Yeah. Shout out to Tamika Newhouse, who is the founder. Yeah, the founder and CEO of the Black Writers Weekend. She's super dope. I spoke at the Black Writers Weekend. Many of you know and may not know that I'm an author myself. And I was able to speak at Black Writers Weekend and facilitate a panel with them in 2022. So I haven't been back since then. So this is really exciting. I reached out to Mika and was like, hey, why don't Afros and Audio collaborate with you all this year to do a podcast segment? Because as many of you know, one of the missions of Afros and Audio is to increase Black voices in the global podcast marketplace. We need to be here. We need to show up on this mic, and they need to be sustainable. We need to be able to create and provide these support and resources and community to help each other keep our podcast alive, and also recognize that this is a creative space. So just like authors don't write one book and songwriters don't write one song or sing one song, or you can create another podcast. You don't have to leave the industry just because you're done with your podcast. And so it's really important for us to encourage writers to jump into this genre. If it's not a podcast, an audio project, but really ensuring that we are introducing more and more people to the podcast industry and the opportunities and the possibilities inside of it. Sure, the market may be saturated, but not with us. And so there is still room and space for so many voices. And so Black Writers Weekend, we're going to go down there and encourage as many writers that are in the building to come on over to podcasting and see what they can create. And so I'm really excited about that. There'll be some opportunities that we'll be presenting to our community to go with us, whether you're in Atlanta, so either in spirit or physically, we'll have you there with us. And so we'll be dropping more information about that and making sure that y'all are in the building. Anyone who's in Atlanta or nearby or not and want to fly out with us, we'll be happy to share that experience with you all. So yeah, and of course, podcast movement. Most of you are probably attending podcast movement or at least going to be around and hanging out. And so make sure that the Afros in Audio and the Black Podcast Association will be there. We'll have a presence and we'll give you more updates as they become available about what we can do together out at Podcast Movement in National Harbor in August. So August is really exciting. Black Writers Weekend and Podcast Movement. I'm really looking forward to both of those. Stay tuned. We ain't even done yet. We might have some other surprises, some other dates for you. Yeah, and more in the entertainment and just really getting to know more about us as a team, but also in the field of podcasting. We do more than just this. We're actually podcasters too, voice actors, storytellers, creators. And so we have a lot that we can present to you all as a community. So we're looking forward to that. We'll share more as it comes available.
As it's flashing across the screen, I just wanted to highlight that we do have our Afros Audio blog, and we want collaboration, right? So if you are interested, if you are a writer, if you are a podcaster, if you have something to say, we want to hear it, and you can be a part of this community, you can write with us and ride with us on this journey as well. So feel free to reach out and we will curate and put your writings and your information on this blog. So please reach out to us at jazz@afrosandaudios.com so that we can highlight your stories and your take on what it means to be a Black podcaster in today.
Absolutely. And I'm really enjoying the blogs that have been put out so far. They've been really on top of the trends and what Black folks are experiencing in this industry specifically. Podcasting is podcasting, right? So we know that what we deal with in podcasting is something that is across the board. But we also know that there's also some differences in our paths and our journey, right? And so making sure that we are aware of all the things and all the possibilities and all the opportunities, because there is in most industries an information dissemination issue. We typically don't get information as quickly as others. And a lot of times it's because we got our heads down and we're creating. And so if you can look up for a minute and get some additional information that can support the work that you're doing in the podcast industry or in your own individual podcast or work as an audio professional, I think it's really important to check out the blog. It's super informative and it's definitely keeping us up to date with what's going on in the industry today. With that said, definitely check out the latest beats, the blog. It's awesome. I'm enjoying it myself. I get to read them when they come out on Thursdays. Minister surprises me every Thursday with the article. I don't even know what it is. And I'm enjoying that. And I'm looking forward to contributing myself. I got some articles just sitting on the hard drive that I can share as well. So yeah, let's do that.
Also, I want to say that they don't have to wait until the conference. You can download our Afros Audio app now It's available now, and be able to access the blog, access the community, write, upload, share your photos, share your pictures, share your podcast journey, be a part of it now. So definitely go to afrosandaudios.com, and there should be a link that asks you to join and download the app now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Awesome. And just the last thing I'll say, we're going to close this up. And if there are any questions, folks, feel free to jump in. We'll have about 10 minutes for Q&A. But I'll say again, this event is community-led, community-driven. And so everybody that you see here are podcasters, right? Or contributed to the audio industry in some way. And that's no different from the way in which we plan and curate the event with our community. And so we also connect with and reach out to other folks who are working with us to help us with marketing and promotions and all these things. If you are someone who has a skill that you feel like will support Afros in Audio, and not just support Afros in Audio, but the larger community, and even yourself as an individual, whatever it is that you are working on or looking to create or amplify in your own right, please reach out to us. We are open and very much interested in you all working with and collaborating with us on the 6th annual conference, and anything else that you might think would be of benefit, again, to yourself and to our community as a whole. We're here for it. Never, ever hesitate to reach out and let us know what's on your mind, ideas you have, and ways in which we could possibly collaborate. So with that said, are there any questions that we missed before we jump on up out of here? Any announcements that we didn't make? There'll be other announcements. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to make some more announcements about the conference. But as of right now, that's what we got.
I just want to remind everybody.
Go ahead, please.
I just want to remind everybody that another way to be involved is becoming an ambassador. And although ambassador submissions are closed for this year, you do get to know a little bit more about some of our ambassadors later today. So I'll be doing a one-on-one chat with Angel Hollowell of Honey and Hustle podcast at 4 p.m. Eastern today. And then later on this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, Sambaza's podcast, he and I will do a quick live chat as well. So if you want to get to know more about the ambassadors and what they do for the organization, be sure to jump on. We'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah. Shamiko will be back at 4 o'clock with Angela and 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with Sambaza. And again, this is wide open for more collaborations in this way. So if you want to jump in, if you want to support us, for instance, interviewing and doing lives with some of our speakers or some of our ambassadors or some of our team, or even with me, feel free. Hit us up. Let us know. We also have a media toolkit that you can jump on right now today and help us spread the word. Share the graphics that are there, the captions. It's our media toolkit. And please, any ways in which you can help us to spread the word, get people to show up at the Afros in Audio conference, and you yourself show up. That's what we're here for in every and any way. So with that said, if there's not any questions, and I don't see any right now.
Oh, show up. Yes.
Yes. Show up in every way. Show up today, show up in October. We're here for it. We'll see you, hopefully, all of you at the 3rd Annual Black Podcast Association Summer Social, July 28th. We'll put the ticket link in the chat, and you can go on Eventbrite and look up the 3rd Annual BPA Summer Social. Get your early bird tickets now. And we'll see you at the Lewis Museum in October. But before then, we'll see you a few more times right here on our lives. So peace, everyone. Thank you for showing up and sharing this experience with us. We appreciate you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Sharing is caring. Peace.
There you go. Peace.